Today we're going to take a look at the new Gretsch G5655T-QM. And I know that's not a very sexy name, but this is a very sexy guitar. Stick around. Hey, you're watching Alamo Music TV. My name's Chris McKee.
And I'm Cooper Greenberg.
We're here with Alamo Music Center in San Antonio, Texas. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, turn on notifications, like our videos. It helps us out a lot. And if you want to support the channel, visit our spring store link below for custom swag, or just go to alamomusic.com and buy this guitar because it's hella sexy. And like I said,
I'm uncomfortable with that.
Hella sexy?
Yeah.
Just, it's fine.
Uh-oh.
I think it's a beautiful guitar. We're going to get into the specs. But yeah, you know, I do have an honest to God complaint. Gretsch, come up with a name. Like, you know, we were like, we could call it the Orange Sickle or something. I don't know. But, you know, they've got penguins and ranchers and white falcons.
Yeah.
And then this is the G5655T-QM.
Yeah. Well, it's the Electromatic center block single cut. You know,
also not great.
All my favorite players. So oh yeah, that guy plays a Strat. We got a Les Paul SG, and then the Electromatic center block single cut with a Bigsby.
We're going to talk about the guitar, but can we just address that the distribution and marketing for Gretsch is done by Fender?
Yeah.
And they don't have like a naming convention that's better. It's
the Jet works. It's so easy. Jet. Yeah. Awesome.
Jet, White Falcon.
White Falcon, White Penguin, all that stuff. G5655T.
And this guitar is beautiful enough that it deserves a name.
It does deserve a name. I saw this guitar at the dealer event that I was at in Nashville about 2 months ago at this point. And
do they know that you snuck it into your luggage? Or?
Yeah, I broke it down, so I took the neck off, actually. And there was a lot of stuff to see there.
Yeah.
One thing that I really fell in love with, we covered not too long ago on the channel, which was that Jet with the P90s. Mm-hmm. This was the other one that I was like, this is a awesome piece right
Winning guitar.
Yeah. Very, very cool. And, you know, they have the center block single cut stuff, and it's been around, but I love the quilt on this guy. I think that's what really takes it over the edge for me. The finish is Speyside, so some kind of Scotch drinker fell in love with this look, I guess. But yeah, it's super cool. There's a few other finishes. This was my favorite, though.
Yeah. What other finishes does it come with?
So there's a sweet tea kind of burst. So that's more of like a classic 3-color burst with the quilt. And then there's, they have names for them, but there's a blue and a green as well.
I like this because it's like, it's not Gretsch orange, but it almost recalls some of those tones.
Cool. Yeah, and I mean, I think this would appeal to a lot of people that want the hollow body sound, don't want to get a big guy or something super thick. This has the sound, but it kind of plays more like a Jet or like a Les Paul or something, you know.
Yeah, no, I really think that these can really hit when done right. Mm-hmm. Now I say that, and I've talked about it on the channel, and so let me give you some personal experiences too, where I think it can work and where it doesn't. So I had an ES339 from Gibson that I really, really liked, except that I didn't.
I hated it even.
No, it's a struggle. I sold that guitar. I still kind of regret selling that guitar because I really liked the size of it. Mm-hmm. I liked that it gave me that semi-hollow tone that I wanted. And that size and that weight worked really, really well. The ergonomics of it were compromised by basically taking a 335 and shrinking it down. And so some of the things that I do when I play guitar, I couldn't be accommodated. And I didn't realize it until I looked at it later and went, look how close the bridge pickup and the bridge and the pickup selector and the neck volume are to each other. And so I couldn't get comfortable playing that guitar. I have played this body shape before, which I think was one of the best moves Gretsch did, is to take this design and shrink it down to a 14-inch width in the thin body format, and then give it some just amazing looks in their Electromatic line. That's a killer guitar that, honestly, this is Electromatic. It's built overseas. It's imported. This goes for $999.99. Okay.
.com.
Don't go to that website. I don't know what's there. But I mean, you look at the specs on this guitar, you look at the fit and finish and just the aesthetics of this guitar, and I can tell you there are other guitars that cost way more that are not this nice.
Yeah.
This is a huge value on a guitar.
Really, really cool look. And the sound is great. What are the pickups in here?
So these are the blacktop pickups that Fender or that Gretsch came out with years ago based upon an old design that they uncovered. And it basically gives you that Gretsch tone with a bit more growl to it. They're a little bit hotter pickups. There's a little bit of a bump in the mid-range. And so, you know, the Gretsch pickups are known to give you that kind of humbucker tone, but with more high end and more clarity. And so these continue to deliver on that while upping the mid range and the gain a bit.
Yeah.
They're great pickups.
Yeah.
So much so that I've talked to people of like wanting to put these in higher end Gretsches that would come with normal Filtertrons, and they're like, no, I want these kind of black top broadcaster style type thing.
So I'm gonna play it a little bit, going through each of the pickups, just playing clean. You know, a little pushed clean. It's nothing crazy, but we're going through the Blues Junior. I think it sounds great. Very nice, rounded, warm tone. And yeah, let's take a listen.
Let's check it out. So there you have it. Very cool tones. What did you think about the playability on this guitar?
So it played very easy. One thing that I think about is when I see a hollow body or semi-hollow body, my first thought is plugging it into an amp. It's going to be hard or harder to control than a solid body guitar. But I think with this being such a small, thin body, but still having, you know, the semi-hollow kind of sound and build, it works, and it was very easy to control. There's no feedback, no weirdness. And the other thing is, anytime I see a Bigsby, I say, that's going to be very hard to control tuning-wise.
I don't think so.
I mean, it's just something that partially I'm extremely lazy, so I never use a whammy bar. I never do anything like that. and I just want the lowest maintenance possible. And this, based on what I have and what I play, just because of that laziness, I'm like, this needs a little more care, a little TLC. It needed nothing extra. It was easy to play, setup's great, neck feels great, and I thought the pickups gave me exactly the sound that I wanted out of it, you know?
I've found Bigsby's to be pretty reliable in my experience.
Yeah.
But they're a different type of vibrato bar. They really are to just give you the little bit of a waggle and that variation modulation in your tone. It's not for dive bombing or anything like that. Although in the downward position, you can actually get quite a bit of movement on these. The only thing I don't like about Bigsby's is when it comes time to restring them.
Yeah.
That gets better with time. But what hits me with this guitar, like the P90 equipped Jet that we did the review on, is just the quality of craftsmanship and the hardware on this guitar is fantastic. You know, as I mentioned before, I love the threaded strap buttons so that you can effectively have a strap lock without having to install something different. It's got an actual Bigsby on it. The pickups are fantastic. These controls with the set screw are great. And what I think a lot of people fail to understand is exactly how versatile a guitar like this is, particularly this model. You've got an incredibly lightweight guitar, by the way. This is, I'm guessing, about 7 pounds, and it probably only hits that because of the Bigsby, which means it's not like the balance of the guitar is right. It's going to hang correctly. But you've got this great control setup that I'm shocked other people haven't really copied. You've got 2 volumes, you've got a tone, and then you have a master volume. So I like that because I do a lot of like worship music in church settings, and there's a lot of like swelling or volume control, or even if I'm not playing that stuff, I tend to kind of roll back on volume and increase rather than turn pedals on and off. It's just how I play, so I like that. But the other thing that you can do with this type of setup is in the middle position, you can use your volume controls to decide how much more bridge or how much more neck pickup you want. And so it's not about basically a 3-way control for 3 different tones. No, you have this entire palette of tones that you can get. And once you have it set like you want it to be, you then have the master volume in order to control that overall gain rather than having to kind of move away from where you have things set up. So it's a really great setup, really great hardware, and a really good size, I think, on this guitar. And the quilt is beautiful. Good job on the quilt.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that while you heard me play it clean, this guitar is like a prime candidate for overdrive, distortion, fuzz. Like you can really rip on this thing. Yeah,
I love this. Yeah, the fretwork is perfect too. Yeah, there's a lot of guys that say like a Duesenberg TV, star player. This is a fraction of the money and very much in the same kind of wheelhouse. You should check this guitar out. We should have Blake, good buddy of ours that works here, check this guitar out. I bet because he has a Duesenberg.
Yeah.
I'm curious what his thoughts would be. So, but if you want more information about this guitar, you should go to
alamomusic.com. I got it ready today. The stuff that we've gotten from that dealer event from Gretsch, this guitar, the Jet 2, really very impressive, and we like them a lot. So if they keep rolling out stuff like this, we're going to keep showing it to you and being excited about it.
I kind of want this guitar.
It's cool.
Yeah. No, that's a dangerous thing because I'm like, I can see myself playing this guitar. That's how it starts, folks. And if you'd like it to start for you, go to our website, like you said, and chat with someone and check everything else that we got, and we will help you get the right guitar. It might be this one, or your needs might vary a bit, and we might recommend something else. So go there, and if you're new to the channel, you should subscribe, and you should turn on those notification things, and you should like. It really helps us out. And you should come back, and we will see you again next time.